Hello, welcome to episode 5 of The Art of Coaster. Today we're going to be talking about what makes a theme park magic, theme park family.
3, 2, 1, go! Go! Go!
Carlton's Park.
Submission is experiencing a delay that cannot be resolved at present.
We'd like to apologise for any inconvenience this may cause, but for now we're trying to beat back the weather.
Carlton's Park.
So what would you say is like the most magical theme park in your eyes, basically?
Everyone's going to go straight away and say Disney, let's be honest. Disney is one of the, if not the best, kind of magical place. I think a lot of these theme parks are trying to kind of compare themselves to Disney. When they think of something like magical, they always go to like a Disney park. But in my eyes personally, one of my magical places I would have to say Europa Park, believe it or not. It's very magical.
I really want to go there because I've mainly done Merlin parks. I've done Polton's, but apart from that I've only done Merlin parks. Because I know Alton Towers, they say it's like Disney but in the UK, because that was like with make Runaway Mine Train, because I think they got that idea from Disney.
Oh, I never knew that. Really? Oh wow.
I think, I don't know.
But it's going to be quite unusual when they bring up this new park. Hopefully, fingers crossed, is going to be. There's supposed to be the new Disney park, but in obviously London.
Yeah, the London
Hopefully.
that looks really good.
Yeah, we make London extra busy. So I mean, they're good sides and bad sides. I mean, London's busy anyway. You won't even notice.
Yeah, but I've heard that new Rose one.
Rose. Oh, okay. I thought you meant Rose is like on a ride. I think the most magical Merlin park, because obviously those are the main ones I've been to. I think people would either say between Alton Towers or maybe Legoland, because it's like that's for kids, and kids think, oh, yeah, it's big Lego.
I must admit though, we went to Legoland last year, and I have to say straight out the bat, I've been to Legoland loads of times, and last year was actually very magical because they brought all the characters out, and I think because of the Lego move kind of fresh in everyone's mind. So when you saw the Lego characters come in on the stage, like the Batman one or the Superman, it was quite what my kids loved it, to be fair, and to be fair, that was quite magical, because although we have seen characters dotted about, we've never really concentrated too much, but because when you first go to the park, you have to wait like in a batching area for about half an hour, and they've got all the Lego characters out there, and they've got like some kind of like a party host trying to get everyone into the swing of everything. Everyone's dancing. So I must admit, Legoland last year actually upped their game, to be fair, when it came to magic.
I think didn't they have House of Monsters? Not House of Monsters. What's it called? Haunted House Monster Party last year. Like that was a new ride. I think.
I didn't go on that one. Is it any good? I've never been.
I like it, but it's not as good as Hex Alton Towers. Like, it's the same sort of. It's the same ride. Like it's still a madhouse.
Madhouse,
yeah. I think it's a Vekoma madhouse. If I'm saying that right, I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I've never even been to Legoland, so.
Have you not? You've not been to Legoland?
No.
I think. I mean, it won't be like a top theme park because obviously it's for kids. But some theming elements are good, like especially in the haunted house. But it's like a one time. It's like a park to go one time. But especially as like you have other Merlin attractions like Fort Park, Alton Towers. Those are going to be more standouts than Legoland, but for kids, Legoland works basically.
I totally agree with you. I don't know anyone apart from obviously really strong vloggers who go to Legoland more than once a year. It is one of the busiest theme parks in the UK. I'll only go once a year. It's just it's good, but it's not wow. You know, it's not for the big coasters or the big rides. Like you say, it's for little kids really.
I'm just going to go for the fireworks. So what you're saying?
I do think though, I don't know if about you guys, but Alton Towers, they are so missing out on shows. I think that would make it more magical and break up the day a lot better than queuing up for like hours and hours and hours on rides. I don't know.
I totally agree, because like in the only time you really get some shows is Scarefest with like I don't know the names. I think one's no, I'm not going to try.
Are you on about the horror mazes, or are you just joking?
No, they have like children characters, and one's not a skeleton, one's a mummy, one's a green thing. I can't remember what they all are.
Zombie.
Yeah, so we've got like those shows of dotted around the park. But I think last year they had them all just in one place. Apart from that, I think they do. But they used to have a show in Mutiny Bay, but they got rid of that now.
They've also got rid of the Sega as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just with the Alton Towers, I've always years that they are just finding an ingredient to make it such a great park and make it more magical. It's quite difficult for people with Merlin passes who go there quite a lot, because magical in my eyes means pretty much like you go to Disneyland Paris or Disneyland Florida, you first turn around the corner and you see Main Street, you see the big castle. That is magical because you've never done it before. Do you get what I mean? As if you go to like Alton Towers or Thorpe Park, you go there quite a lot, so that you're not really looking for the magical. You're looking, right, I want to go on Colossus or I want to go on Nemesis. Do you get what I mean? It's
that's why I think that's why they get new rides. Like they try to do it yearly, because then that's a reason for people with Merlin passes to come back and like not to be exactly the same.
Are you excited for Gangster Granny then?
Yeah, I told my nan about it, and she's like, she wants to go on it because it's. She gave me a weird stare. Well, on Skype.
Hashtag totally.
I'm personally, my eyes, I'll give it a go. I'm not going to slag it off or anything because I don't know really much about it. But some of the concept arts, what I've seen from it, the pictures, I'm not jumping for joy. Especially when you hear around the world, like they've got these Iron Gwazi, you've got, I don't know, Icebreaker, and you've got this new Jurassic Park ride opening, you've got all these different rides opening around the world, and then we get Gangster Granny. I'm a huge VR fan. I've even got a Oculus Rift PSVR, so I love my VR, and I just don't think the graphics, they weren't that great, so straight away I'm not even immersed into it. When it came to Galactica, I wasn't magic.
I got a VR headset, reason being because of Darren Brown. I was gonna have like subcore energy on it, but then Darren Brown wasn't very good, so it's like, oh, that's pointless. I've actually got a train in my room. That's the first thing I watched, like, because I think I got it in Liverpool, and that's the first thing I googled on YouTube, Galactica, as soon as I got it, basically. But it still sort of worked, but it just didn't feel like, it just felt different because obviously you're not moving.
The only thing what made it probably better is that it felt longer on the ride, longer.
Because of VR?
Yeah, I don't know why. But I just felt like I was on it a bit longer. I have to quickly say though, I did go my best at Europa Park. It was called, it was like a VR Kang, it was called, something like that. And before you even, usually when you wear VR, it's like sit in your seat and then you put the headset on. Well, this one, you have to put the headset in the queue line. And then what it does is it's got little balls on top of your helmet where it knows where you are, and you have to go through a door, and everything is in VR as you're heading towards the train. And then even it points to an arrow where you need to sit. So this is all in VR, and you're still walking around in the queue line with this helmet on, and then you end up, so pretty much you're pretty much immersed in the middle of your queue line, which is brilliant. I absolutely love that.
So the opposite of Galactica.
Oh god, yeah. My hand was up there. Yeah. No.
I've heard with that, because they don't really trust it, because they feel like it might be uncalibrated.
No, because what happens is that you have I think it's 16 people in a room, and then you stick it on. But everyone, where you look, you have everywhere who's got the helmet on, so you can't bump into anyone because you can see a person in front of you who's just obviously got a VR headset. And how it's very cleverly how it's done. Imagine Galactica, that's got now. Imagine because obviously because it's all on one ride. So it's pretty much you've got the Kang, which is non-VR, and then obviously you've got it's Eurosat, Kang, which is non-VR, and then you've got Eurosat, but it's called something like Castellano or something like that, which is VR, but they use the same track. But because they use a lot of switch tracking, it doesn't slow anything down at all. It's very clever how they do it.
I think VR is just a cheap way of like not having any theming on the in the ride. Because like then also, because if they did have theming, one, it costs a lot, and two, they have to keep like repainting it and refurbishing it. VR is never going to change.
Yeah, it's lazy. Yeah, of course it is. All you have to do is put a different program, a whole different new ride. So yeah, I totally agree with you. I think it's a gimmick. I don't think it's the future at all. Although that ride was incredible, I still would go on, say, Taron, or I'd still go on, I don't know, Miko. Do you know what I mean? It's all these other rides. I'd still 100% go on before the VR one.
Except from Galactica, obviously.
Yeah. Galactica. In fact, I actually was speaking about it, that the Smiler itself shouldn't really work by physics because of the height of the actual ride itself.
And they can't get too high because of the trees.
Yeah, but how many loops there is, it's just so crazy how it can get all that speed from that one lift hill. It's crazy.
I think it's because they've dug it underground.
In Hex as well. See, Hex is actually quite a big area in your pre-shows, like for the cinema, the cinema room bit, and then obviously you've got the second bit with the library. That's you've got quite a big area compact. It's quite small.
I think the hardest ride to actually do some social distancing is obviously Zero and Brown, because I would say the same thing with Galactica if they still had headsets, because you've got to wipe them and you've got like a small scare maze segment. So
Thank you for listening to today's podcast. We will link all of Coaster Dan's stuff down below, so please make sure to go and check that out. Thanks. Bye, guys.